in the mirror, and then I sit down here, and it's just.
I have the same problem.
I know you can feel
I have
sympathetic.
this same problem. Well, we have some great stuff to talk about today. I'm kind of excited. We're talking about lots of cruise news today.
Yeah.
But we kind of haven't talked about cruises a ton, but I'm excited to get in. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. I am Jason Poole. I'm a travel advisor with Cruise Planners, talking about all things travel. Joining me today, as always, is Miss Haley. How are you? Minus your curls not behaving.
Minus my curls not behaving. I am stressed out because I leave in less than 48 hours and I'm not packed. It's a little chaotic over here.
I'm excited. So I do want to preview your trip at the end of or near the end of the show. So I'm excited to hear about where you're going and what you're doing. So, well, if you want, we can dig right in.
All right, sounds good to me.
All right. So MSC has a new class of ship, and it's called the World Class. So there's like World Europa, and they're big. They kind of remind me of like MSC's take on Oasis class a little bit. You know, like they kind of.
I'm going on Europa in the spring.
Right. It very much kind of gives me that Oasis class vibes, they've been so far very well reviewed from travel advisors, reviewers, bloggers, and customers. And so they have ordered 2 more world-class ships. The growth at MSC is just staggering. I mean, even before this announcement, they were the fastest growing cruise line in the world. And they're just continuing to double down. They're really working on onboard energy efficient. Their goal is to be carbon neutral within like the coming decade. I mean, MSC is just a cruise line that is really, really trying hard.
They are 100%. It's kind of how do I put it? There's still a little bit more value to be had, I think, versus other lines in the same. There's still more deals and values to be had.
Well, I agree.
With MSC.
I agree. No, I agree. So I'm excited for that. I mean, I'm doing MSC cruise early next year. I'm really excited. Like, it's just a brand that people are kind of talking about and asking questions about. So I'm excited, and they're just continuing to double down. Someone with a beautiful tree. Thank you. My office is currently uninhabitable, so I'm coming to you from the living room because another tree is going up.
I really should get an office tree, but I think my husband might kill me if I add something else to my plate.
Oh yeah, no, I love it. I love it. So, all right. So, Royal Caribbean is increasing their daily gratuities by $2. You know, I wasn't even gonna bring this up, but I am, because I've received many emails, phone calls, messages from people who have booked a Royal Caribbean cruise wanting to lock in the lower rate. But if you booked by a certain day and prepay, they're letting you lock in the lower rate. I'll be honest, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, I'm the proponent. Cruise line shouldn't even have gratuities. It should just be like included in the fare, and there's just not a choice. That's just my personal opinion.
You and I sit on that same island.
I just don't think it's that big of a deal. And this is a little inside baseball talk, but because I've had a lot of clients who get on cruises, and I explained to them that there's going to be a gratuity charge. And I've received a lot of questions about it. So going forward now, whenever I'm booking a cruise with any vendor, MSC, Royal, Celebrity now, not including gratuities with it, I'm just automatically including the gratuities on the booking. And I will just let clients let me know if they want to remove it or not. Because especially with newbies, they often get on board and like, why is my account getting charged $16 per person per day? So I think just saying like, you've taken care of it, there's no need to worry about it when you get on board. So I've just been including them now going forward. And, it makes the sticker price look bigger, but it is the true cost of the trip.
Here's my thing, and I think, granted, this is probably me a little sour on the Royal Caribbean group train here,
Okay.
but with all the nickel and diming as of recent, I can see where customers are maybe a little upset, but doing this now under the guise of gratuity, I think is just another way to add more to the bottom line, because what I would have preferred to see, like, oh, do you know what? We're increasing our gratuity because we're increasing more of the pay of these people. Like there's no value add that's doing this. It's just, hey, heads up, we're increasing this. Hey, heads up, we're increasing this.
I mean, I hope it means that the crew is going to get more. I mean, they say the gratuities go to the crew. I mean, that's what they say, even in like publicly filed tax documents. Okay, like that's lying to the government. Okay, which is a major problem for a publicly traded company.
So here's the thing, like in hotel world, you have the service charge when you do a catered event. Half of that service charge goes to the staff.
Right.
And that is, to the government, half of this, the other half goes to the house.
Right.
So I just have a thing about that. And it, kind of comes back to wages, and that's a whole other situation. But
it is, right.
It's just, I mean, I don't think it's a big deal at the end of the day, but it's just more of the Royal Caribbean group, just nickel and
just like, I know. I agree. Sticking with a former member of the Royal Caribbean group, Azamara. So if you remember, during the pandemic, the Royal Caribbean group got rid of Azamara, sold it off. So it's a standalone boutique brand. They really focus on land. Like Azamara, yes, they're a cruise line, but they often show up at land symposiums with like land tour companies, because they almost see themselves. It's almost like they're a river cruise on the ocean. You know what I mean? They're really focused on.
They do a lot of land blending.
They do a lot. Like overnight, they'll stay in a port for 2 days, 3 days. They'll stay there till midnight. Just lots of late stays. So two news. With the news with Azamara. One, I really like this work and wander package. So they're saying we're going to have Starlink on all their ships. They only have 3. Number 4 is on the way. They're across their ships. They're setting up computer labs for people who want to hook up their laptop to monitors, keyboards, mice.
Tell me more, Jason.
I know. And so they're allowing like easy free printing. You can print, it goes to guest services. You can get any documents you need to get printed. They're going to have rooms dedicated if you need to do video conferencing. Like, I think that's a neat idea in our connected global world. We're all working. I always love when I go to Europe and it's around like 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon and everybody starts opening their laptops because it's 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. back in the States. So I think that's really neat. I'm also excited for Azamara. We did not put this in the notes, but they hired a new CEO, and it is Celebrity's former senior vice president of sales, Dondra Rithenshauser. I think that's how you roughly, everyone calls her Dondra.
Dondra.
Just Dondra. So she's Azamara's new CEO. So I'm really excited for her. They've got a great one over there. She's phenomenal. So Azamara could be a brand we start hearing a little bit more about because of Dondra.
It's Dondra magic.
Dondra is magic. Cool. I was truly, truly sad to see her leave Celebrity.
Speaking of which.
Yeah, I mean, perfect segue. So we did not plan that, guys. I promise. So there have been some changes over with Celebrity Cruises, such as removing gratuities from the all-included program, including in the retreat. So gratuities not included. You have to add them on. Taking away some of the classic menu items in the dining room. Well, luckily, the new president has heard these complaints and she's addressed them. And she has said like some of the classic menu items are coming back. She's like, we hear you. We thought by getting rid of them, people weren't. She's like, a very small percentage of people actually ordered from that classics menu. But enough people complained, they're bringing it back. With the gratuities, I don't necessarily know that I agree with this, but she said client or customers, the main part of all included they liked was the drink package. The gratuities and the Wi-Fi were not as important to them as far as like the value add. Again, I just don't know that I agree.
We
I
are
get
so lucky this is on YouTube and I can't like swear right now because I just
I agree. So I mean, again, it goes back to now whenever I am quoting or booking, celebrity, even with all included, which is now just Wi-Fi and drinks, I'm including gratuities. Like this is your price with Wi-Fi, drink package, and gratuities, and any onboard credits or whatever that are coming. So, larger picture, I'm glad that celebrity has heard some of the complaints and they are addressing some of these issues. So they're also doubling down entertainment. Celebrity Ascent, I'll be on her in about 2 weeks.
so crazy.
So I'm excited to see some of the new entertainment. I mean, it's just a 2-night sailing. I may not sleep. Okay, it's a 2-night. It is. Those 2-night sailings are crazy. I mean, you're just there to like see the shows. And luckily, I know that ship so well. I'm only going to try to focus on things that are different, like the shows. Everything else is basically it's the beyond. Yeah, but I want to see the new entertainment. Like I really want to see the new entertainment. So I'm glad they're listening, and hopefully it continues with Excel. And the name has not grown on me yet.
I'm looking at my Microsoft Excel on my desktop right now, and I'm just kind of like.
Well, maybe this will make you happy. For the 13th consecutive year, Business Travel News, by a vote of the readers, has named Delta the #1 domestic airline for business travel in the United States. I think it's interesting that they listed the top 4. 2 was Southwest, 3 was United, 4 was American. I'm not surprised Delta's #1. Like, I'm not. I mean, people are crazy loyal to Delta. I was surprised Southwest was. I was surprised Southwest was number 2.
That is kind of surprising, but I mean, I think the domestic traveler, that more point A to point B, no layover, is really,
especially for business. Imagine you live in Nashville and you need to get to Kansas City for a meeting, or you need to get to Houston, or you need to get to Dallas, or I mean, like for a lot of cities, and Nashville's one of those, like the only nonstop for those places are Southwest. And so I get it from like in my former career, one of the guys in our company used to have to go to Houston all the time for work. He would literally take the first flight in the morning and the last flight home, nonstop. He would go to Houston, go to his meetings, and was home that night. So that's hard if you're going Atlanta, Houston. So
it adds so much more time.
You have so much more time. So I mean, I do get it. So Delta.
I need to add into here on Delta because we didn't get a chance to talk about it because I happened to were gone. But American introduced for the business traveler, i.e. myself, that if you are Delta loyal and want to take a peek to the dark side, they are offering a status match program for Delta loyalists.
I know.
And typically to do American Airlines status match, you have to pay.
Right.
And hit the thresholds. They're waiving that pay for Delta, Platinum and Diamond members. So
but like, so maybe this is more of a off air or late night conversation. My hesitancy, and I know we have people like, our Ken Jarvis, who, he's executive platinum, loves American, had some great experiences with American, and they treated him very well. But in poll after poll after poll, I'm always seeing American come in near the bottom of rankings, both in voting by readers, both in industry experts. It's just like,
How are they
why?
just win that TPG award?
Actually, they did for the loyalty program. They did. They absolutely did. So that's always been my hesitancy of, I mean, even things like I was flying home last summer, I think, from Rome, FCO, and the Delta check-in counter was fully staffed, no issues. Granted, it wasn't American; it was BA, which is one world. But if you're an American person, you're going to be flying BA a decent amount.
Yeah.
The BA counter. I mean, do you remember that video I sent you?
It's crazy.
It looked like a theme park ride where you would wait 2 hours to ride the newest roller coaster. And this was just to drop off your bags. And it's like, I mean, even the last cruise I just did, I was talking to, on Alma Waterways, their preferred airline is or SkyTeam. So they really like to work with KLM, Air France, Delta. And I was talking to them about why. And they were like, we just have fewer issues with them. And they're like, we don't even use Virgin a lot.
Very true.
They're like, but we like, I mean, so that's always been my hesitancy to see these status matches and jump in. But again, maybe that's a conversation for after hours or off the air.
I know. I feel like I need to do, because my plans for next year.
I do.
I plan to try to double dip here.
I know.
And I feel like maybe at the end of the year, maybe I'll unveil my plan.
Okay. Okay.
For an after hours. My witchcraft and my math, as my husband calls it.
I love it. Well, actually, so let's segue then into you have a great trip coming up. So just a quick preview. We don't want to spoil things. You'll be posting a lot on social media. So where are you going? What are you doing? And how long are you gone?
So I leave Thursday and I come back late the following Sunday. So about 10 days, right?
Okay.
In that realm. Spending 5 nights in London. We're staying at the Curio Westminster. And then we are taking the Channel, the Eurostar, over to Paris, staying in Paris for 3 nights, but really 4 full days though.
Yep.
And over the time in Paris, we are doing a day trip with a private tour of all the World War II stuff in Normandy. Okay, which I'm very excited about. I have my dad in tow, so we're covering a lot of things when it comes to content. A little bit more for accessibility between London, Paris, how that looks, because that's a whole different planning ballpark. And then, of course, just enjoying the Christmas stuff. All the Christmas stuff's going to be up in London. The Champs-Élysées Christmas market opens that weekend that we're in Paris. So I am quite excited. In London, we're definitely doing a lot of the history stuff. This has been a place I've been trying to go. So we're doing, the Churchill's War Rooms. We're going to Hampton Court Palace, the British National Museum, Westminster Abbey, hop on, hop off, all the things. We're starting with afternoon tea, though, on Friday. We get an early, we're like that 6, 7 a.m.
Yep.
And we're just doing afternoon tea that day.
I can't remember if it's 6 a.m. or it might be 7 a.m. Heathrow has a curfew. No flights can land. I think it's 7.
I think I'm one of those first flights that'll be like plop.
So like if you get there early, you just circle. Like I think it's 7 a.m. It could be 6, but there is a curfew. No flights can land like 1 minute before that curfew. And so I've just been circling the air, and as soon as it's 7, just poof, they start coming in. So.
No, and then I'm very excited because I'm flying Virgin for the first time. We're flying business class 2.
So they call it upper class.
Upper class, pardon me. And then home we're flying premium economy, but Dad's in business class because it's easier. Nice.
I love Virgin.
I wanted to save some points.
I can't wait. I mean, guys, last night Haley and I were having this I've flown Air France lately, Virgin lately, and it's like
there's a whole combo.
It's a
I had
whole
to prep
conference.
because Jason, I was like, which plane model were you on? Because it's the same one that I'm doing. Their newer A350, which is just beautiful. If you guys haven't had a chance, go check out a YouTube video. I mean, I will be putting one up, but
Nice.
it looks so beautiful. This is my dad's first time flying business class. So, and his
Nice.
first
And
time going to
Virgin,
Europe too. So, virgin
Virgin,
on virgin.
Virgin on Virgin. That's great. Well, guys, so Black Friday is around the corner, and I've been getting lots of questions from clients about Black Friday deals. When is the best time to book a Black Friday deal or sale? Someone messaged me recently and said, "Hey, we want to book this cruise, but I want to wait until the Black Friday sale." And I said, "No."
Took the words out of my mouth.
Right. No, you don't wait, right? It's like that old proverb, when was the best time to plant a tree? A year ago. When's the second best time to plant a tree? Today, right? So when was the best time to book your cruise? A year ago. When was the best time to book your resort? A year ago. When's the second best time? Today. Okay. Now, the good news is, especially in cruise world and resort worlds, and even hotels, this works as well. If you book a refundable deposit, you can always reprice, assuming your cruise it's before final payment.
I do this all the time with everything. Like I've said it a million times on here. If you want to save money, it requires work.
Yes.
Like you are exchanging your time to save money.
Right. Right. And so it's very recently, this I was like, trust me, we need to book your cruise now. We booked it. Celebrities Black Friday sale hit, and he said, "Hey, out of curiosity, what would the rate be now with the current promotion?" I said, "Actually, it would be higher. It would be higher."
There's a whole thing behind that now where like the best deals really aren't on Black Friday itself.
Well, and here's something else too. So all of especially in cruise world, but also in resorts as well, and to a lesser point, hotels, but mostly with cruises, a lot of resorts, a little bit of hotels. They still very much need the travel advisors to fill their inventory, and so I bet a single percentage of my Virgin, Celebrity, Royal, MSC are getting the same price and package that is found online. I mean, sometimes the price is the price, but there's always extra onboard credits or free dinners or free gratuities or whatever, right? But a lot of times the price online, and the price that you can get from someone that has like these rates aren't even in the same ballpark. So as I've always said, ignore the name of the promo, ignore the price online. Reach out to your travel advisor and ask, "Hey, what can you get? How much? What would this stuff cost?" And a lot of times, those prices could have been locked in 16 months ago, so the current pricing and promo don't really matter. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
No, I mean, a lot of people get caught up behind the name. It's like, it's Black Friday. It's this, it's going to be all these crazy deals. I think the only time I've truly seen something crazy one time was a cruise planner drink package deal for Royal Caribbean.
So that was my thing. So I know brands like Royal Caribbean, for example, do run some decent deals on the pre-cruise planner pack, the drink package, the
Yeah, that's the
Wi-Fi
only thing
package,
I've ever really seen. Like the cruise fares and stuff, I've never seen be anything too wild. And there is, supposedly on Travel Tuesday, which is after Cyber Monday, supposedly there's deals as well. But
it's the book early, book often, check prices, and reprice if you need to, right? And I had a client. She messaged me the other day. She went to the book Celebrity Excel, and she said, "Hey, I'm going to be on board a ship in a couple of weeks. Should I wait to book this room on board in a couple of weeks to get the onboard credit?" And I said, "No, I would not." We booked it. That room has already gone up $1,200. So it just rarely pays to wait to book flights, hotels.
especially in cruise world, I feel like
especially in cruise world.
hotels, you can kind of keep checking. I've mentioned on here how I've saved money, but
I saved on my Paris hotel. I repriced it.
I literally that it becomes part of my morning routine. I literally come in here, I quickly hit my sites of my
Mhm.
current trip, see what's rocking and rolling, and then I start my day.
Yep.
Sometimes I'll
I
even
love
check
it.
it
So,
again in the
guys,
evening because I'm psychotic.
no, I think that is smart. So basically, don't get caught up in the hoopla. Just don't wait until Black Friday. Do it now, right? Just I would not wait. So, well, guys, that is a wrap. Haley, next week you will be across the pond, so I might be solo. Depends on what you're doing that day.
Yes, you might be solo. I think that is possibly our Churchill's War Room day.
Okay. Well, have a blast, guys. Thank you so much, and it might be just me, but we'll be back next week.
All right. Bye, guys.
Take care. Bye, guys.